All right, class, in this lesson, you're going to learn to use 4 different polynomial identities. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's the first one. This is called the difference of squares. And what you'll notice is that when you have a perfect square and another perfect square, and you take the difference of that, when you factor it, we get a plus b times a minus b. This is a really important one to remember because you're going to be using this in future math classes. So let's go ahead and take a look at this example. You'll see that this is a perfect square and another perfect square. So let's go ahead and identify our a. Our a in this example is going to be the square root of 9m to the 4th, and when we take the square root of that, we get 3m squared. Then we're going to take the square root of 25n to the 6th power to get our b, and our b will end up being 5n to the 3rd, okay, taking the square root. And so if you factor that, we get 3m squared plus 5n cubed times 3m squared minus 5n cubed. And all we did was we followed this format right here. A plus b times a minus b. A plus b times a minus b. Okay? All right. So why don't you take a minute and see if you can factor this on your own. Okay, so the second identity is the square of a sum. Okay? Here's a sum, a plus b, and if you square that quantity, you're going to get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so if we're going to multiply this out, 2x squared plus y cubed squared, we're going to get my a squared, which is going to be 4x to the 4th, plus it's going to be 2ab, and I guess what we should have done is identified our a here. So let's go ahead and do that first. Okay. Our a is going to be 2x squared, and then our b here is going to be y cubed. So getting the middle term is going to be twice a times b. So a times b is going to be 2x squared y cubed, 2x squared y cubed, and it's going to be double that, so we're going to multiply that by another 2, and the last term is going to be b squared, so that's going to be y cubed, my b, squared, and y cubed squared is going to be y to the 6th power. Okay, so then this simplifies to 4x to the 4th plus 4x squared y cubed plus y to the 6th. Okay? All right, so why don't you take a couple minutes or so and see if you can multiply this out on your own. All right, so now we're going to move on to the difference of cubes. This is another identity, and what you'll see is we have an a cubed and a b cubed, and we're going to take the difference of that. When we do, it follows the following format. It's going to be a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So let's take a look at this example. We have x cubed minus 216. Okay, this is a difference of cubes. These are cubes. So let's go ahead and identify our a. My a here is going to be x. And how did we get that? We took the cube root of x. Okay, and then to find b, we're going to take the cube root of 216. And the cube root of 216 is 6. Okay, so then if we put it in this format here, okay, that's going to be x minus 6 times x squared plus 6x plus 36. Okay? A minus b, so a minus b, x minus 6. Then we're going to take a squared, which is x squared, plus the product of ab. Product of ab is going to be 6x, and then b squared is going to be 6 squared, or 36. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and take a minute or so and see if you can factor that. 8m cubed minus 27. Okay, and then the fourth identity is now the sum of cubes. The previous one was the difference of cubes. Now we have the sum of cubes. Okay, and the sum of cubes is going to be in this format. Notice that this format structurally is the same as the difference of cubes. The only difference is the signs are different, right? So in my mind, when we're talking about a negative, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to this particular example. When we have a negative here, I think of my signs as negative plus plus, okay? Negative plus plus. When we have the sum of cubes, we have plus minus plus, okay? Plus minus plus. That's the way I remember it. If you can think of a better way to remember it, that's totally fine. If not, hopefully the way I can remember it helps you. Okay, so let's take a look at this particular example. We have 11 cubed plus 5 cubed. Okay, so let's go ahead and identify our A. A is going to be 11, and my B is going to be 5. Okay, so the sum of those cubes is going to be, and if we follow this particular format, we're going to get 11 plus 5 times 11 squared minus 5, I should probably put it in order, 11 times 5 plus 5 squared. Okay, and if we go ahead and multiply that out, that's going to be 16 times 121 minus 55 plus 25. Okay, and if we go ahead and continue to simplify what's inside here, in the second parentheses, we're going to get 16 times, I believe it's 91. Let's see, 91, 146 minus 55. Yes, 91. And then 16 times 91 is going to be 1,456. Okay? All right, so here's an example. See if you can work this out on your own. Okay, so that is the end of the lesson. If any of this was not 100% clear to you, please go back to the beginning of the recording and listen to it again. Thank you.